The crystalline chamber of the Galactic Council hummed with the energy of 1,000 civilizations. Representatives from across the Andromeda spiral had gathered for what many considered a routine threat assessment. The massive holographic display showed a small blue planet orbiting an unremarkable yellow star in a backwater galaxy they called the Milky Way. Elder Zix Thara of the Ancient Ones raised her ethereal form from the council floor, her voice carrying the weight of millennia. Council members, we must discuss the species known as humans from the planet designated Earth 3. Our deep space reconnaissance has revealed disturbing patterns. Councillor Vexstar, representative of the militaristic Kron Empire, scoffed audibly. His forearms crossed over his armored chest as he spoke. Elder, with all due respect, this species barely achieved faster than light travel 3 cycles ago. Their technology is primitive, their lifespans laughably short, and their planet is a mere speck in an insignificant galaxy. What possible threat could they pose to civilizations that have ruled the stars for eons? The chamber erupted in what could only be described as cosmic laughter. The gaseous beings of Nubula Prime shifted their forms in amusement, while the silicon-based architects clicked their crystalline bodies in rhythmic mockery. Even the usually stoic machine collective emitted electronic chirps that approximated derision. But Elder Zix Thara remained unmoved. Her ancient eyes, which had witnessed the rise and fall of countless species, glowed with an intensity that gradually silenced the chamber. You laugh now, but you fail to understand what makes humans truly dangerous. It is not their technology or their physical capabilities. It is something far more terrifying: their absolute refusal to accept the impossible. She gestured to the holographic display, which began showing archived footage from human history. Observe their pattern. When faced with the vast oceans of their world, they built vessels and crossed them. When confronted by the sky itself, they grew wings of metal and conquered the heavens. When their own atmosphere seemed an insurmountable barrier, they pierced it and walked upon their moon. The counselor of the Telepathic Consortium, a being of pure thought energy, materialized its concerns directly into the minds of all present. Elder, every spacefaring species has overcome these basic challenges. This proves nothing, does it not? Elder Zix Thara's form brightened. Let me share what our observers have recorded. Humans have a concept they call impossible. Yet in their brief existence, they have systematically eliminated every single thing they once deemed impossible. They have split the atom, harnessed the power of stars, and created artificial minds. But more importantly, they have never, not once, allowed failure to be final. The display shifted to show more recent human achievements, massive space stations, terraforming projects on Mars, and the construction of generation ships designed to carry their species to other star systems. What you see as primitive technology, the Elder continued, I see as the early stages of an exponential explosion. Humans do not merely adapt to their environment, they reshape reality itself to match their vision. They call it progress, but it is something more fundamental. It is the universe's way of evolving consciousness itself. General Krethak of the warrior clans, a massive reptilian being whose species had conquered half their home galaxy through pure force, stood up. His voice rumbled like distant thunder. Even if what you say is true, Elder, they are contained to their single world. By the time they become a threat, if they ever do, we will have had millions of years to prepare. Elder Zix Thara's laughter was like the sound of stellar wind through cosmic dust. General, you speak as one who has never truly observed humanity. They are not contained. They are compressed, like a spring coiled to its maximum potential, waiting for release. And that release is imminent. The display zoomed in on Earth, showing the frantic activity across the planets. Surface, launching facilities, research centers, and construction projects that spanned continents. They have unified their world, not through conquest, but through a shared dream, the dream of reaching the stars. Every human child now learns that they are not Earthlings, but members of a spacefaring civilization. They have changed their very identity. Councillor Vextar leaned forward, his earlier dismissiveness replaced by genuine concern. What exactly are you suggesting, Elder? I am suggesting that within 50 of their years, a mere blink of an eye, in cosmic terms, humans will spread across 100 worlds. Within 500 years, they will have established themselves in every habitable system within 10,000 light-years of their origin. They will not ask permission, and they will not be deterred by any force we might deploy against them. The chamber fell silent, except for the ambient hum of the station's power systems. But Elder, whispered the representative of the Peaceful Harmony Collective, surely we can guide them, teach them wisdom, show them the proper way to evolve as a civilization. Elder Zixthara's form flickered with something that might have been sadness. You still do not understand. Humans do not learn from others, they learn from doing. They do not seek permission, they ask forgiveness afterward. They do not follow established paths, they create new ones. And most terrifyingly of all, they do not accept that anything, even death itself, is permanent. She paused, letting her words sink into the consciousness of every being present. Council members, I have lived through the rise of 47 galactic civilizations. I have seen species that mastered time travel, others that achieved true immortality, and still others that transcended physical existence entirely. All of them eventually reached a point of stability, of satisfaction with their achievements. They stopped growing, stopped pushing, stopped becoming more than they were. The Elder's voice dropped to barely above a whisper, yet every being in the vast chamber heard her clearly. Humans will never stop. They will never be satisfied. They will never accept limits. And that, council members, is why they are not just unstoppable, they are inevitable. The laughter had died completely now, replaced by a growing sense of unease that rippled through the assembled representatives like a wave through cosmic dust. And in the deepest archives of the Ancient Ones, locked away from all but the eldest of their kind, lay prophecies written in languages older than stars' prophecies that spoke of a young species that would one day inherit not just the galaxy, but the very concept of what it meant to be alive in an infinite universe. The council had stopped laughing.